So, what's going on, guys? How you doing? It's Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little transfer news roundup of the days and evenings latest Man United goings on in this gash transfer window. We got all the latest and greatest and gashest of well as what's going on in the window. So we'll get into it in this video and cover it all. Thank you everybody who's been waiting patiently for us to get going. Alex, how you doing there, boss? Jassy Singh, Stuart Orlison, Vincent Bullock, Jarvis Cocker, C Talentless, Mickey Kramer, Rubel, Shamir, Scujo, Kingslayer, Cockney Red, Johnny M, Lewis Garcia, Philip Chapman, Bell 691, Ibsidat, and every one of you as well who's in here. Thank you very much for joining us. At the start of the show, smash that little like on the video, give it a bit of a thumbs up. That will help us out, and share it around as well if you're that way inclined on social medias, and hit that subscribe button also, guys, if you're new to the show. So we got a bit to get into in regards to Jurriën Timber. We'll get into that in a little bit, but firstly I just want to talk about the main topic of this video really, which is the whole Frenkie De Jong situation and just how much of a gash situation it is really, folks. You know, it's still taking a long time, but we do have an update you know, a little while ago from Fab, which just said that it's still, you know, being discussed internally at Manchester United, and we're expecting to submit a new proposal for Frenkie De Jong in the next days. It's a serious possibility while talks with Barca are still on. So it's more of the same, but look, he's still obviously been discussed as the main target for Erik ten Hag to bring in, and that's the guy that we're working on. That is the main target, of course, right now. So all of our attentions, it seemingly, are on this guy, rightly or wrongly. I think wrongly, but there you go, wrongly. Whichever way you look at it, we are solely focusing, it seems, on getting this guy in and doing the business for this man. It says deal will enter into key stages after 60 million euros and add-ons. Verbal opening bid turned down. So look, it's not at a really advanced stage, this one. We know that these teams have, of course, been negotiating for a little while. We had an offer knocked back, and we know that we need to pay a little bit more. It's Phil Jones. Hey, F the man, mate. Dude, F the man, thank you so much for getting in here. Erik ten Hag, the man. Yeah, he says, he's become a member of the Bacon Brigade, guys. Can we get your favourite Bacon Brigade emoji in there to welcome F the man to the channel, mate? Thank you very much, mate, for becoming a Bacon Brigadier. That's awesome of you, man. Appreciate that one. Appreciate the support, dude. Thanks for climbing aboard to Bacon Express. Rush Mano, he says subscribe to the channel. Good advice from Rush Mano there. Anyway, just to take it back into, you know, to De Jong, it's still at a similar sort of stage. I mean, we are expecting another second bid coming from Manchester United soon. We know we've had a verbal offer knocked back. We know that we've had this conversation, of course, with Barcelona for quite a while now. The window has now been open for 9 days. And 9 of those days, we have been discussing with Barcelona the possibility of us signing Frenkie De Jong from them, it seems. So, yeah, there's other options. There's other people we've gone in for, such as Christian Eriksen as well. So we have not just been doing that. And we've, of course, had talks with people like Jurriën Timber, which we'll talk about. It's still just absolute gash from Manchester United's recruitment, though, because it is just very slow goings at the moment. Starting to feel a little bit more positive, a little bit more optimistic. We might get something done in the next few days. Because we need to, guys. We need to announce, you know, 2 big signings very soon, and within the next few days, I think, yeah, De Jong and Eriksen. If we could somehow manage to convince Eriksen to come to United over the likes of Spurs, then it would be a fantastic addition to our squad. It would be a shrewd signing. He's a free player. He's a good player. He's a very good technical player who would probably do well in a Ten Hag team. That would be a great signing for us, in all fairness, early doors in the window. And then if we could announce a big marquee signing like Frenkie De Jong, somebody who maybe Ten Hag can build a team around, somebody who he can, you know, get playing his certain way of playing as well, and knows all about that sort of Ten Hag ways, then it makes a lot of sense to try and go and get him in. So if we got those 2 players in, let's say in 3 days' time, I think we'd all be feeling quite optimistic that we just need to add a couple of other good players in good areas, and we'll have a pretty decent looking first team for the next season. That's what the plan is anyway. Whether or not we see Man United do that and come into fruition is another story, guys, because we know what United are like. They often do fumble transfers, sometimes leave the door open for other teams to go in there and get the deals. It would be a depressing situation if we did lose Eriksen to Spurs, say, because, of course, that's another one of our key targets, it seems, that would just be walking and going somewhere else. And then we've got to start all over again in the recruitment process, trying to look for somebody else or go on to option B. It's still just not a very good look for United's recruitment so far this window. So, yeah, that would be a big, huge boost to Man United's transfer window if we could just get De Jong and Christian Eriksen signed up. Let's just ask the live chat. How optimistic are you that, Manchester United will get these guys in the next, let's say, week? Smash a 1 if you think that, let's say, we can sign 2 players in the next week. Smash a 1. Smash a 2 if you think we won't get anybody in the next week. And it's going to take a lot longer from this fumbling, bumbling, buffoonery, meltbag, gash recruitment team, guys. Let us know your thoughts. Okay, so Vuti says 1. F the man thinks it's going to happen, and Ibsidat. Johnny says no, it won't happen. Vinny says no chance. John Adair says yes. Jack, Madhouse, Kingsley, and Nass say no. So does Robbie and Cockney Red and Scoojo. Batman's loving it. Kate Cadet says 0 chance. Lambretta, Charlie also say no. Guys, thank you. I can see so loads of legends in the live chat. Shout out John McCulloch, Heliter, Griffo Chaz. How you doing there? Won't get anyone in before July, says Griffo Chaz. That would be so depressing. You are Jason Slatan say no. Okay, well, look, let's just try and be positive. Let's say we do get a couple of these guys in a few days' time. It would be looking quite nice for the window. If what you guys are saying happens, and it gets to July and we haven't signed anybody, or it gets even beyond that, then I would be getting deeply concerned at United. But look, it's still early in the transfer window, folks. I mean, you know my thoughts on our recruitment team. They're an absolute bunch of gash. And, of course, the Glazers are the biggest problem at foot here, guys. They're a complete bunch of gash merchants. They're only caring about the money, of course. So they're not really going to invest massively and quickly, I don't think. They're going to just try and do it as shrewdly and as cheaply as possible, really. So they're prepared to take a little bit of time about it. They've got people working on these deals who are thinking about the bottom line and thinking about the finances more than anything. That's first and foremost for this cash that we've got at the club in terms of the recruitment, doing it for the Glazers. That's the first and foremost. Second, the commercial chances of the deal. And then in third place, I guess it's like the football comes third for these twats. So they don't really want to sign players, let's face it. They have done it when we've not had Champions League football, so I'm expecting a huge investment this summer. There's some talks of 200 million, though. Arnold's hinted there may be 200 million to spend for players this summer. I mean, that would involve us selling a good few players, I think. I can't see the Glazers putting their hands in their pockets and actually giving us a decent transfer kitty this summer and actually, going through with it. I cannot see it. So, but if we spend somewhere in the region of 150 million on a whole bunch of great players, this squad will be looking a lot better, won't it? But yeah, that's what is being talked about. 200 million sort of transfer budget. That seems pretty high to me. I can't imagine a summer where Man United do that. It's exactly what we should do, being so many points off the scum like Liverpool and City. And of course, having the gash squad that we've got. And a big factor as well is just the sheer amount of players we've already lost and probably will lose. There may be 1 or 2 other players going out. We know Dean Henderson, which we'll get onto a bit later as well. More information about that is looking likely he'll be joining Forest. So you've got a few and a few other players maybe leaving. So we've got a lot of personnel going out the football club this summer. So you actually got to spend and sign players. And they're not even really spending that much money really, because they've got a big fat juicy check for the transfer for TV rights. And then they've also got a lot of players off the books that they were paying big wages to. Cavani, Pogba, Mata, Matic. So they're quids in, guys. They're fucking quids in. They can go and sign 5 or 6 big name players here right now and not be in any dire situation really for a huge club like United, who's just had 6 first team players outgoing. Hey, Nate H. Mate, thank you very much for your super chat, my friend. Super chat from Nate H. Lad. He says, Pig, put this towards a pint, mate. Great content. Oh, thank you so much, dude. I'm just going to have a cheeky Vimto. Hey, Nate, man. Dude, thank you very much. He says, put this towards a pint, mate. I will, dude. Thank you so much for that one. Let's get a Sue in the chat there, please, for Nate H. Hope you're doing well tonight. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate you, mate. Top man. Kate Cadet says, worst case scenario is mid-July. Best case scenario is first signing done by the new Man United kit launch, clearly designed to boost shirt sales. Says the Kate Cadet. Fair play, my son. Yeah. Well, listen, look, we were expecting that there's going to be a bid. I suppose there should be a bid for Frenkie De Jong by Manchester United within the coming days. So then it's a case of how long does it take to get everything in place to make sure that all personal terms are actually satisfied, to make sure that any sort of advertising or sponsorship issues are not going to cause any problems. Like sometimes players have their wages, put a certain percentage of their wages from sponsors for being at a club. Well, stuff like this, you've got to get sorted out. Okay. So there's a few implications, a few issues and stumbling blocks that you've got to even then get over, even once you've agreed a fee with Barcelona. So it could take a little bit of time. Then there's things like medicals. So yeah, I mean, realistically, guys, we're probably not going to get Frenkie De Jong within the next week, but it should be sometime not too far after that if he's prepared to play ball and actually wants to come. And if United have the bollocks to go and put in a decent offer that Barcelona will accept. Because right now we're just having a lot of conversations. We know what it's like with Man United. Look at this this fan tweet. So it does say, verbal opening bid turned down as 60 million euros plus 10 in add-ons. So they verbally had these conversations. I mean, this is how United likes to operate. They don't want to be, seen publicly as having a bid rejected or not being able to do business with these teams. They like to do things, they like, if they're going to table a full-on official bid, then of course they need to have some sort of assurances that this is going to be what they're going to accept. Plus, it also the legal ramifications of these deals and things like that. So yeah, they'll probably table a bid very soon, folks. They've been talking about it. They've been just gauging the situation, and it seems like they're going to table a bid very, very soon. Oh, Michael Day, welcome aboard the Bacon Express. Choo-choo, another legend of the channel. Hey, it's Michael Day, mate. He's become a member. Guys, everybody welcome Michael Day to the channel. Members, get your favourite emoji in there to welcome Michael J. I like the Roy Keane nonsense one. But Michael Day, thank you very much for choosing to support the show, mate, and being a Bacon Brigade member. You're an absolute star, man. Get in there, my son. Mate, thank you so much, bud. Hey there, Vooty. Hey there, Talk MU. William Reedy, your legend. F the man, looking good with that membership also. James Bowring, what's good? Getting those Roy Keane emojis in there. It's a nonsense. Roy Keane would be throwing punches at the Glazers if he was in there. He wouldn't let them on the coach. It's an absolute disgrace and a nonsense. No, this transfer window is a disgrace and a nonsense. It literally is. That's a key. That's a really good couple of words to describe it as. Because, okay, look, we've got this De Jong situation, and that's fine. And we're expecting a bid soon, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. It's still taking a long time. Just goes to show you the lack of real speed or competence or perhaps ambition that United have to get deals done early to allow Ten Hag a proper pre-season and just taking the pressure off to allow him to do his job, get him the players in, let him know he's got these players that he wants that he can work with, get them early. That's what they've been tasked with doing this summer, and so far they failed miserably. Now, we saw Richard Arnold yesterday talking to fans and stuff. Yeah, it's all good, PR and all that kind of thing, but the proof will be in what they actually do, not just words and bullshit. Bullshit talks, guys. No, sorry, I've messed that up. It's money talks and bullshit walks. Sorry, bullshit walks. That's what I meant. So Ten Hag's plan seemingly is to bring in Frenkie De Jong this week, hopefully, but if not, then probably within the next few weeks. Barcelona are demanding about £70 million, I think, is what's been rumoured at this moment in time. So towards 80 million euros is what they're sort of looking for, and maybe a couple of add-ons and things like that. It seems like a pretty reasonable amount for us to pay for him. Let me just ask the live chat, how much do you really think that it will take for Man United to buy Barcelona's Frenkie De Jong? What do you think? How much do you think it would take for us to offer to Barcelona? Daryl has become a member of the channel. What's going on? That's free in the same video, mate. Get in there, Daryl, you don. Thank you very much for becoming a member of this channel as well. We've got another member of the Bacon Brigade who's supporting the show. Thank you so much, mate, for helping keep the lights on. What a fucking legend. Appreciate you, Daryl, mate. Come on, let's get your favourite emoji in there for Daryl, lad. Appreciate you, dude. Welcome to the Bacon Express, dude. Nice one. We've got a bunch of votes in here then. So 80 plus million says F the man and Ninja Star Man. Johan van Angeren, what's good? He says 68 million. Enor thinks it's going to be 100 million euros. 77 says Jack McGrath. 80 or 90 says Kingslayer. I'm good, thanks, Tad Bates, dude. I hope you're good as well. 75 mini says, and Vincent Bullock. Nice one, Daryl. Hell yeah, mate. Jay Bruce is Maguire plus 100 million. Lynette Giggs thinks 65 million pounds. Yeah, I mean, I think about 70 million quid as well is probably what it's going to take. Well, Rushmano says we've got 96 likes on the stream already. Guys, that's mad support. Thank you, everyone, for hitting that like. Can we get 100 likes? Also, we've got 200 people watching already. Please do hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. And subscribe if you're new. We do these videos every single night about 9 p.m. Give you the latest updates and rundown of the United news, transfer news, in a no bullshit way. So let's get into the next bit of next order of business. But just to clarify the situation of Frank, there is a hope surrounding Manchester United that we will get this guy in within a week or two. That's the hope. Now, it's been pretty pathetic so far. That's not acceptable, is it, guys? Can we just get a hashtag Glazers out in the live chat? So there is a hope that would get this guy in within a week or two. That's fucking gash. We're at 9 days into the window, guys. We should have had this guy on day one. Why couldn't we have been working with this and getting the deal agreed and arranged like for a long time before this? We knew Ten Hag's been in here a long time now. It is actually pathetic. Like, let's not get away from the fact this is actually a pathetic window from Man United so far. And hashtag Glazers out. I'm sick of it. There's a hope that we'll get him though. You know what I mean? That's it. That's all we've got. Yeah, hashtag Glazers out coming in the live chat. Thank you very much, everybody. It is a disgusting mess. Right, we've got a quote as well from Marcel van der Kraan on Frenkie De Jong and Christian Eriksen sort of situation now. And this is quoted on Sky Sports. It just says Erik Ten Hag doesn't want any players apart from those two first. Ten Hag says he's seen the style of Barcelona and Ajax. If you want to play a certain attacking style, then you need Frenkie. Okay, so, you know, interesting words there, to be fair, in regards to the situation there. So it seems like the two main guys, of course, that Ten Hag wants to bring in for his way of playing and stylistically for him would be to get in those two players. Well, we know we're in for those two players, so of course it does make sense. I mean, we've tabled on offer for Christian Eriksen. We're just waiting to see whether he joins Gasho Spurs again, or whether he maybe stays at Brentford if he wants more game time, or if he is going to come to Manchester United, probably for the money. That's the reality. We'll wait and see what's going on, but it's hopeful at this moment, guys. We have got some sources that suggest that we are, it's hopeful that we should be able to get Christian Eriksen because we've put in a good offer. But it does depend on a bunch of things, like we say, a bunch of different factors. But in regards to De Jong, we need to, it's obviously Ten Hag's plan is to get those two guys in. Let's just move on a second and talk about Jurrien Timber. You know what? Before I do that, sorry, guys. Before I do that, I've got a habit of doing this. Before I do that, let's get in the live chat and see a few people's reactions on De Jong. Let's cover this topic first, just before we move on from De Jong. I'm sick and tired of talking about De Jong, to be fair, guys. I'm sure you guys are as well. But let's have a little chat about it right now. I'm just going to get into the live chat for a minute, so I'll read a few more comments out. Then we'll talk about the Jurrien Timber situations and some other guff. Okay, so best attack is a good defense, so you're wasting your time till that gets sorted, says Helita. Spot on as well. This is it. It's all well and good going to try and sign those players, but we've got so many glaring issues in this team, particularly the defense that you've just suggested also. So until we get a bloody replacement for Slabo at the back, then we'll probably still be a complete mess. And our wing-backs are not really up to it either. So I am with you on that one, dude. We do have to look at other players. I mean, there's some talks of us looking at Raum, that left back, and various different other players, but we're not seeing actually any movement from Man United, and we should be capable of getting various deals done at the same time. What pisses me off is there's so many different teams that are able to do business and are fielding offers. I mean, just look at this, for instance. Borussia Dortmund, this is from Fabrizio Romano 4 hours ago, and he says that Borussia Dortmund have submitted an official bid for Sebastian Haller. 33 million euros guaranteed fee plus add-ons. Mike Verwey has reported. Club sources confirm the intention to push in negotiations with Ajax, while there's no issue on player side about personal terms. So, it's like other teams are just everybody's doing business, guys, apart from Manchester United. Everybody's tabling actual offers. We're not just having fucking chinwags. We're not just meeting up for a fucking Bacardi and Coke in Barcelona and having a fucking chat, get a weekend away, they're actually doing business. So, I mean, it's just very frustrating to see what lots of other teams are doing. And it's with Ajax as well. So it's not like, I'm saying there's lots of business already that Ajax have done with players going out. I mean, it's a fire sale at Ajax this summer. They can't keep hold of any man. There's so many different teams that want every single one of their players. Every single one of their players is wanted by a team in Europe. So that's a real good, feather in the cap for Ten Hag that he's built such a really good team there at Ajax, in all fairness, that everybody seems to want. But other teams are doing business with Ajax, and we can't do business with Ajax, guys. It's sad. I mean, there's a couple of players that Ajax will be interested in, absolutely. Hey, Kate Cadet, thank you so much for the £2 super chat, you legend. He says, yes, my super chats work again, Piggy. Mate, Kate Cadet, thank you so much for the £2 super chat that you've done. Let's get a sue in the chat for Mr. Cake. I don't know why they weren't working before, lad. Maybe you were banned for doing an illicit super chat at some point by YouTube, mate. That's what I'm thinking. Thank you so much, K-Cadet, you legend. I appreciate you. Right, so they've bid for Sebastian Aller. He's also a player that was linked to Manchester United as some sort of a backup option as a forward. So it may be a bit frustrating for Ten Hag this as well. I would think Ten Hag is ready to fucking stomp a mud hole in someone because this has already been a bit of a pitiful window for Manchester United. Let's just talk about Timber then. So in regards to the Timber deal, we have an update as well from we've got this, which says that turns out Timber's agents were in London. This is earlier on today. We're in London to conclude a deal until Van Gaal threatened to drop him if he joins Manchester United from the Dutch national team, right? So this is what's going around social media today, is what's been reported is, basically the Timber deal is essentially dead. So, we can see this, the Telegraph and the Crown reporting that Timber United deal is dead in the water. Since last night, the agents of the player are in contact with Ajax, who are now ready to offer him a new deal. So it seems like Ajax may be offering him a new deal to stay. Does not seem like he wants to go anywhere. We also had an update from Fabrizio Romano just before this stream went live, which on Twitter, which said that the Jurriën Timber situation is this. There's still no communication from the player camp to Ajax on his future. Ajax will offer him a new deal, as reported in May. They're still waiting for his final decision. Of course, Ajax have no intention to sell both Timber and Lisandro Martinez. So the feeling is this, guys. The feeling is that Louis van Gaal has stitched us right up, guys, and he's basically threatened to drop Jurriën Timber from the fucking Dutch national team if he goes to Man United and doesn't get game time, doesn't play, and his chances are more likely to get in the World Cup squad if he stays at Ajax, mate. That's what the big puffy faced goon has said. He said that, guys. But essentially, that's what's come out anyway. So if that's true, then Louis van Gaal, you are petulant, sir. He did get sacked off by Man United after winning the FA Cup, and he seems like he's got some sour grapes and some bitterness there. But also, he is not very well at the moment, and I think he's getting treatment for cancer, isn't he? Announced he had prostate cancer or something. So you know what? Hashtag get well, Louis van Gaal, with the live chat, you know what I mean? But also, screw you, Louis, mate, for being a complete fucking tosser and perhaps scuppering this Timber deal, if that's true. That pisses me off, mate. That really does. LVG. I like my players to be horny and all of this, Louis van Gaal. No Timber, if you go to Man United, then no World Cup for you. You'll be staying in Amsterdam eating stroopwafel while we play in Qatar, This is piss poor, mate. I'm not happy about this, guys, from Louis van Gaal. It is very, very annoying to think that an ex-manager of ours has perhaps scuppered a deal for this kid. But let's face it as well. If Jurriën Timber really had any bit about him, really, if he wants to still go and play for a huge club like Manchester United and up to the challenge and maybe still get in Louis van Gaal's team because he becomes undroppable because he's played in one of the best teams in the Premier League and he's doing bits, then, he's still going to get in the Dutch national team. So if that's the case, then if he doesn't want to come, I'm not saying this is even really 100% at this stage, whether or not he's definitely wanting to stay at Ajax, but if that is the case, then we obviously don't want a player that doesn't want to be at Manchester United, do we? Hey, Roshmano, thank you so much for a £5 super chat, you legend. He says, double standards, Louis. He picks Aki, who doesn't play that much, Bellend. Exactly. Great shout. He barely plays, doesn't he? Yeah, great shout there, Roshmano. Exactly. It's double standards. And also, if you're good enough to get in the team playing for Ajax in the Eredivisie, why wouldn't you be good enough getting to get in the team if you're playing for Manchester United in the Premier League or even in the Europa League, say? Because he's still playing in a very high standard European competition, not as high as the Champions League, but the domestic league is much higher. The domestic league, you could argue, is almost like the Champions League every week. So in terms of his development as a player and his ability to get better, surely that would happen if he was getting regular game time at Man United. Where we understand maybe it's fallen down on is the fact that United have perhaps said he can't have a key role in the team right now because the human slab is perhaps taken up a place, or I don't know what the case is, but maybe he was just offered some sort of a squad role from Manchester United, and because of that he's decided that, well, we heard his quotes, we heard what straight from the horse's mouth what he said when he was on international duty, is that he would rather stay at Ajax if he's going to get game time and play in the Champions League, and he knows that he's at a special club. He's got a special opportunity to develop. He's only 20. And what's the point of going somewhere else if you're not going to get regular game time? You're not going to develop. And now it seems Louis van Gaal's put the boot in, by essentially saying that if he goes to Manchester United, then he's unlikely to get in the Qatar World Cup squad because he probably won't be playing as regularly. And so therefore, there's no chance that Timber wants to do that because he wants to go to the World Cup, guys. So if it's the case for Louis van Gaal, he's an absolute shithouse, to be fair, and he stitched us up. But there you go. But if he doesn't want to come, even regardless of Louis having some sort of influence on him, then, we don't really want him either anyway. LVG Bitterman says, Batman Night fan. Hey, thank you for that, by the way, Rushmano, for your super chat, you legend. I appreciate that. We've also got a super chat here from Mark Palfrey. He says, Timber will see the light, the Ten Hag light. I like that, bro. Thank you, Mark Palfrey. Well, maybe he will. I wouldn't say that this deal is 100% dead. It's just being reported that it is dead. So, of course, Fabrizio Romano said that Ajax have no intention to sell both Timber and Lisandro Martinez. We know there's lots of players that are being, sold by Ajax this summer already. Gravenberch and a couple of other players already being mentioned about for other teams. And we know that, of course, Van Gaal's had an input here, but we've also been reported that the Timber to United deal is dead in the water. Since last night, the agents of the players are in contact with Ajax, who are now ready to offer him a new deal. So it seems like Ajax may sign him up to a bigger money contract to keep him at the club. I mean, it does kind of make sense for them as well. They need players. They've got players who will be leaving this summer. Lots of players going. He's only 20, and if the money's not right for them, well, they might as well just sign him up to a new big deal, keep him for another season, and then sell him for more money next summer when he's, established himself even more within the game. He's had a really fantastic season for them, and he is worth, they seem to think, about 40 million euros, maybe even more than 40 million euros if you believe some reports is what they've been asking for him. So, they are valuing it at quite a high amount, but in a year's time, that could seem like quite a cheap amount if he has another boss season and develops really well and continues as he is. So United really, in my opinion, if there's a deal to be done, they just need to go and freaking do it, guys. It seems like the deal's dead, but I'm just because Louis van Gaal may have said that would be the situation, doesn't mean that it is. How can that really have that much of an impact if he's still getting regular game time at United? He just needs to be given assurances, and by Ten Hag, that he will play regularly. So I agree with you, Mark Palfrey. Maybe it's still slightly possible, but it does look like it's unlikely at the moment. Aney says Timber is only worth 40 million at the most. Guys, how much do you think Man United should be looking to pay for a player like Jurriën Timber anyway? What do you think he's worth? But yeah, I'm with you, dude. I think 40 million at most as well. We got a super chat here from Liam H, bro. Thank you very much, Liam. He says LVG is only telling Timber that we what we think about United. I mean, okay, fair enough, but as long as United are prepared to give him chance, I mean, if you look at what happened with Donny van der Beek, then you can not really blame him for maybe doubting that Man United will be the best place for him to develop. Just saying. But we do have Ten Hag there now. It's going to be different. But if you look at the track record recently with an Ajax player going to Man United, it didn't work out very well for Donny van der Beek, did it? So from that regard, maybe Louis actually wise. So I know what you're saying, it's stitched us up, but maybe he's actually wise. Maybe he would develop better at Ajax. It depends, especially if he's not getting game time. Daryl says, F Timber now. Fair play to you, Daryl. Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, if he doesn't want to come, though, for the fact that Louis said that, or if he wants to stay at Ajax more so, then we don't really want a player like that. If he should be jumping at the chance to play for Man United. Unfortunately, we're just not right there at the moment. We're still such a huge, great club with that history and the tradition and the fan base and the support and everything. But because of our owners, we are just off the pace when it comes to those top European teams. If we were, Real Madrid or if we were Bayern Munich or something right now, I reckon he'd be jumping at the chance to play for us rather than stay at Ajax. Unfortunately, we're in the Europa League right now, folks, and we finished 6th, and there's no guarantees we're going to win anything, and there's probably no guarantees for this kid that he's going to play regularly. Kate Cadet with another super chat, man. Thank you very much. Guys, 260 legends watching. So let's see if we can get 200 likes on the stream. Everyone, let's have a little Bacon Brigade like spike. Do drop a thumbs up. It helps us out on the YouTube algorithm and helps us compete with the YouTube melters, as in the corporation channels. You know what I'm saying, those big wigs, and also the clickbaiters, etc. So if you like this show, you want to support the show, just leave a cheeky little like. That's all we ask. It's free. And also hit that subscribe button if it's your first time on the channel. Make sure you do hit the subscribe and ring that bell so you can stay up to date with what's going on with United. Kate Cadet, thank you, bud, for the super chat. He says, I'm not confident going into a new season with Slabby again, Piggy. At the heart of our defence, no Timber. I don't fancy Pau Torres. Where do we go, says the Kate Cadet. Very interesting comment. Well, there's some players I suppose you could look at elsewhere as well, but it does seem like, we've been talking about a couple of potential targets this summer that you mentioned there, Pau Torres and Timber. I mean, wouldn't the logical choice if Ten Hag has had Pau Torres on his list be to go to Pau Torres? I mean, there's an understanding anyway. The last sort of reports I remember hearing about Man United's interest in Pau Torres were that Pau Torres was, I think it's Fabrizio that reported this, that basically Pau Torres, would be open to a move to Manchester United, whereas it seems like some of these other players right now aren't so open to a move to Manchester United. But if Pau Torres was open to a move to Manchester United, then, and he's not really that hugely expensive either, then maybe that would be a good way to go. But he's also being talked about for some other teams as well that are interested. Look, I don't know, mate. I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Man United need to get the right sort of players in. The right sort of players are expensive, and we've got to strengthen a lot of different areas in the team. But that's a really good question, though, Cake. Let's just ask the live chat. So, if you were Manchester United right now and you had to go and sign a different defender, let's say a centre back, to be better than Maguire, right, which might not be that hard. But if we had to go buy a centre-back to be better than Maguire, who is not Pau Torres and not Jurriën Timber, then who do we go for? Tarkowski? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's obtainable. I'm just saying, like, it's not really matter. I'm just trying to think of players. You've put me on the spot, but Mengi is a good young player we could bring through Patrick O'Neill. Yeah, Alex says, think we'll get De Jong and one other. That would be so depressing, wouldn't it, if we only got 2 players in this window? That'd be guff. Deborah Taylor says, rumours here in Spain that Ronaldo is talking to Roma. Yeah, we were talking about that a couple of days ago, actually. I think it's kind of guff, in all fairness. If Ronaldo was going to leave Man United this summer, it wouldn't be to go to piss in Roma, who aren't even realistically going to win their domestic league or even, in Europe, etc., like win the league. I know they won the Conference League this season, but not expected to get a trophy. He's not going to leave for piss in Roma. If he was to leave and go anywhere, it would be to go to maybe, like, I don't know, something crazy like back to Real Madrid or Bayern Munich or something like that. If Lewandowski gets sold, I could see him going to Bayern, something like that. I don't think he's going to go to piss in Roma. I mean, hey, Fox Photography, thank you very much for hitting the subscribe button there, pal. Nice one, appreciate that. And also, as a Romanian, mate. Hey, go as a Romanian. Thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button. If you guys are new, do what those guys have done and hit that subscribe button. You know it makes sense. Wow, guys, okay. Oh, Bastoni is a good option as well. I think Spurs were talking to him as well. Bastoni is a very good defender as well. Good shout, Kingslayer. Chris Ryan says Tomori. Rushmano says Bastoni. Benoit Badiashile says Mickey Kramer. How you doing, Mickey? Johnny Evans says Madhouse. Akanji is another option as well over at Dortmund. Good shout there, PSG. Yeah. Skriniar says Robin. Okay, so a lot of these players would be quite expensive as well. Maybe Pau Torres will represent a good, a good reasonably priced player. Hey, Mikato, what's going on? He says, take Peter Crouch out of retirement and play him at centre-back. He will do better than Slappy. Well, at least he might get you some goals. You know what I mean? And not own goals. Liam H, mate, thank you very much for the super chat, boss. He says, read the 2021 accounts, lots of refinancing, grim. Yes, and I believe Man United's debt went up about 50 million, did it, in the last financial year? Pretty disgusting stuff, mate. The Glazers are a bunch of disgusting owners. They're one of the worst in the league, if not the worst. Look what's happened with Newcastle with the Shackles and Mike Ashley being released and them having owners who are prepared to invest and have the ambition to challenge. It's already going in the right direction. It doesn't take long. We just need to get that burden off of our shoulders, of the Glazers. I just don't see it happen anytime soon, but I really wish there's some super billionaire, really crazy, eccentric Man United fan out there who just really wants to go and try and win everything with Manchester United and buy the football club. That's all that's going to, something like that, or a consortium or something, just to get rid of these tossers. We can talk about it all we want, but it's realistically not going to happen. Why would they want to get rid of it? It's a huge asset that's just appreciating in value, really. I know recently a lot of the stocks have gone down, so they're not really going to look to sell it when it's at a low anyway. They're going to try and fix this mess to a degree and sell it in a good moment for as much money as they can possibly get, I'd imagine. So we know what they're like, and also they can still siphon a shitload of money out of this football club. They can still languish us and keep us in debt whilst paying dividends and of course selling stock options and stuff that they've got. They're a bunch of fucking douchebags, guys. There, I said it. Hashtag Glazers out. I'm sick of talking about these guys, but until they're gone, nothing much is going to change, mate. 600 million debt, says OHB. Tamori, says Lynette Giggs. I love all the comments here, my friends. Okay, so Griffo says, just borrowed a time machine off my cousin's friend, half-brother, and I can tell you that Man United on the transfer window with Eric Dyer, Dele Alli, Ashley Barnes, and Jack Wilshere on a free. Oh my goodness me, Jack Wheelchair. Are you serious, bro? I hope that time machine's broken, lad. I don't think it'll be that bad. I mean, I think this window might be disappointing, but I don't think it'll be that bad. I hope we have somewhat of a feeling, at least like last summer, where last summer I felt like, yes, we got some good players in. We should be good for the season, but we still didn't get all of the players that we needed. You know, I don't want to feel like we got nobody and we've had an absolute meh. Last summer was good, but it wasn't great, guys. We did get Ronaldo, we did get Varane, we did get Sancho. That's all great, right? But we still didn't get a proper central midfielder in there or address the issues that we got in the squad elsewhere. So for those reasons, it was only a 6 out of 10 window, or a 7 out of 10 window, or maybe an 8 out of 10 window, even though we signed Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho, because we didn't actually address the main part of the problem of the team. Let's hope we do that this summer. Let's hope we do that this summer. We don't need to go and get €100 million Darwin Núñez. We do need to focus on that midfield and focus on that defence. Isco on a free, says Alex Reed. Well, you know, again, good player, but, you know, big money, forward player. If we get Eriksen, then it's a no from me. But he is a good player, though, Isco. CDM is very important in that gig. Spot on, agree with you. You know, we've got quite a list of players we could be going in for. There's people such as, you know, Sangare, and there's midfielders, Frenkie De Jong, Tielemans, Ruben Neves, all people that can play in the midfield. And we could get a destroyer type player like a Sangare and then have him alongside a more playmaker type like a Tielemans or a Neves. And De Jong obviously is a good jack of all trades as well in regards to that. Playing deep, playmaking. Oh, just hope we get some players in, folks. I mean, you're all feeling it. I'm feeling it. It's just so frustrating. And it's almost embarrassing, guys. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you feel a little bit embarrassed when you see all these other clubs doing business. No, seriously, I'm being honest now. I do feel embarrassed to be, you know, to have this recruitment team in charge of Manchester United and overseeing things. It's an embarrassment, guys. They're showing us up publicly. All the other clubs are getting deals done. You're seeing City signing Haaland. And Darwin Núñez going to Liverpool, and lots of other countless deals being done, and we're still lagging behind. So it's actually an embarrassment. I honestly feel embarrassed for our recruitment team are this bad. ZX Flames, nice one, bro. Well, Rush Milo, thank you very much. Let's have a little look at this, see what's going on. Rusty's got us a cheeky little transfer update in. Yeah, Frenkie De Jong and Eriksen are Erik Ten Hag's number one priorities. Ten Hag's explained to United board that the arrival of both these players is crucial for his playing style. And also, Jurrien Timber would have been a very welcoming arrival, but Louis van Gaal has advised him to stay at Ajax. The chances of him still moving to Manchester United are very small. That's from Mike Verwey. Pretty definitive. It does seem like the Jurrien Timber deal is nearly dead. Maybe it could be brought back from the dead, but it does seem like he will be staying at Ajax and perhaps signing a new deal there and staying for his progression. And also because Louis van Gaal's put the boot in to tell him that he might not get in the World Cup squad if he doesn't stay at Ajax and play regular football. Also, Erik Ten Hag is understood to have the belief that the investments for United is going to have to be in the high areas in midfield in order to change Man United's style of football the most. So that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Rushmore, for these updates that have come through. Top man. Also, I'm going to cover a couple more things then, guys, and then, of course, we're going to have a big Q&A at the end of this stream and everything, but I've got a few more little bits and bobs to talk about first. So, Jurrien Timber's move to United is absolutely dead in the water, says reports from Marcel van der Kraan and various different places as well. It said that it fell through, the player was ready to come, and his agent went to the club's offices 2 weeks ago, and there were very good discussions, and the money was never an issue, but essentially he probably wasn't offered the perfect amount of squad, game time, or the squad role that he had wasn't up to what he wanted. And also maybe he's looked over his shoulder at what happened to Donny van der Beek and where United are right now, and he's just thought, maybe I'll let them see how they are in a year, and there you go. So for those reasons, it does seem like, and Louis van Gaal obviously having his influence on it, does seem like he said to him, hey, look, if you go to Man United, your playing time may be limited, and so therefore you won't necessarily be a shoo-in for the World Cup squad. Whereas right now you're playing regularly, you're developing, you're bossing it. There's no reason you're not going to be in the squad if you keep doing what you're doing now. That's the conversation what's been had. So make no mistake, Louis van Gaal has stitched us right up, guys. He's stitched us right up in regards to getting Timber. I think he's got a little bit of malice there, a little bit bitter about us sacking him after winning that FA Cup. And he's just a little bit, bitter, guys. Also, I've got a few more things I want to discuss, guys. So in regards to the centre-back position, We just talked about it, really. A lot of people said Bastoni and stuff like this. But really, there's a few targets. I just wanted to talk about a few targets, that we could discuss here. And Lisandro Martinez is another one that's being discussed. Now, we don't know the situation there, but he is also wanted from a bunch of different teams. And Ten Hag's obviously very familiar with Martinez as well. He's also Argentina international. He played 37 times last season for Ajax and obviously had 8 outings in the Champions League. And he's a left-footed centre-back, which makes him quite appealing, right, for a lot of teams. He's a left-footed centre-back. And he's believed, though, currently to be admired by teams like Arsenal, who apparently have been in touch to Ajax to make an offer. Some reports from the Athletic say that they had a 30 million euro bid turned down, but preparing to return with a fresh offer. There is this guy as a central defender option if maybe, who knows, maybe he would want to come. You know what I mean? Maybe he would want to come. If Jurrien Timber thinks that it's best to stay at Ajax, then fuck that guy. Not being funny, if Louis van Gaal's been in his ear and if it's changed his opinion and makes him think that he's better off at Ajax, then fuck that guy. But you never know. This guy might be obtainable. Just an option. Also, Alessandro Bastoni over at Inter. It was mentioned in the live chat earlier, and there's a bit of speculation about his future with lots of teams, including Spurs, being interested in him. So I suppose he could be an option as well. We know Pau Torres is a big option as well for Manchester United in that position. Because, well, he's already been linked to Man United this summer. If we missed out on him, if we missed out on Timber, I don't really think it would be that surprising if Man United did go in, try and sign Pau Torres from Villarreal, because I think they've pretty much put it out there that they would accept somewhere in the region of 45 million euros for the guy. He's 25 years of age, Spain international. He played 47 times for them last year and played a really good role in a very good season for them in Europe. Get into the Champions League semi-finals, but also they didn't get Champions League football, did they, this season, where they finished? So it's not like he's got that, I'd want to play and stay and play Champions League football thing going on this season, because I think they finished like 6th or 7th, right? So don't think he's even got Champions League football to play, which makes him more likely to want to come to United, who are a bigger club and who are more likely to be playing Champions League football next season and who are more likely to win some things than Villarreal. So from that point of view, I think that Pau Torres does make a very good option if we cannot get Timber for a centre-back. And I would prefer him to Harry Maguire. Some people say he's a Spanish Maguire, but I prefer him to Harry Maguire. I think he's better in the air. I think he's got a bit more about him character-wise, leadership-wise, and just overall reads the game better than Harry Maguire. So I do think it would be a better option for us, guys. Let's have a little vote in the live chat then. If you could just sign one centre-back. So we've talked about the options, maybe Lisandro Martinez, maybe there's Bastoni, maybe there's Pau Torres, some other players. If you could just sign one centre-back for Manchester United this summer, who would it be? Let me know in the live chat. Love to hear your thoughts. Mate, Zayn Miyasi has got in here with a super chat. What's going on, mate? It's an Arsenal scummer with a super chat. He says, Martinez is joining us, Piggy. Put that in your pipe and smoke that. Says Zayn Miyasi. Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, we have said that... there are recent reports from the Athletic that say that you've had a bid turned down, but you're preparing and coming back with a fresh offer. But let's face it, you say that, Zane. I mean, hang on a sec. What is it with these Arsenal Hollands fans at the moment? They actually think they're a good team. They've got Mikel Arteta and they're shot in the bed, mate. Missed out on top 4, bottle jobbed it, classic Arsenal. You're in the same boat as us, mate. You got Europa League gash next season, mate, basically. And there's nothing to write home about, is it? There's no one redeeming feature, I think, apart from unless you're a super fan of London. And London's a shithole, guys. Sorry to say, I don't like London. Some of you guys might be from London. Sorry to disrespect your place. Yeah, London's all right, mate. Yeah, it's a shithole, guys. So, people say, the law of London or whatever. Bollocks. Anyway, listen. So, Lisandro Martinez, if he did want to go to Arsenal, over Manchester United, he would be wrong in the head. If Ten Hag came knocking for him in the eventuality that we can't get Timber or a different target, and he says, you know what, I want to make this guy my centre-back priority, he's not going to choose Pig and Arsenal over Man United, mate. You're in cloud cuckoo land, my friend, if you think Arsenal have got any more pull in the window than Man United right now. They're a bunch of melters. We've got a tweet here from Fabrizio Romano, late night tweet here, more on the Frenkie De Jong situation. He says the Frenkie De Jong situation, Manchester United feel direct talks next week will be really important with a fresh bid being considered. Barca sources are also expecting Man United to submit a new proposal soon. So there you go. I mean, is that not what he just said earlier? But again, in a different wording. But let's just put it in there and see what's going on, guys. I'm just going to put it on the screen. So let's have a little look at this then, folks. Right, okay. So you can see, folks, we've got a bit of an update from Fabrizio, who's tweeted a little while ago, and this is what he said. He said, more on the Frenkie De Jong situation. Manchester United feel direct talks next week will be really important, with a fresh bid being considered. Barca sources are also expecting Man United to submit a new proposal soon. So we know that we've discussed it internally at the club about putting in a new bid. So it seems pretty... It does seem like it's making a bit of headway. Barcelona are expecting a bid from Man United soon. Man United are talking about this situation and just deciding, I guess, how much to go in for this proper official bid. And it seems like talks next week will be really important. I mean, fucking hell, how many talks do we need? We've spoken a lot with these guys, haven't we, already? Crikey. We probably know all their bloody grandkids' birthdays by now, etc. The amount of time these guys have been discussing this deal. Hey there, Jeffers. How you doing, mate? Great to see you, bud. I hope you're good, pal. Zane Miassi with another super chat, mate. Thank you, Zane. He says, we have double your budget. We could be getting Vinicius Jr. also. He gave Gabriel Martinelli best attack since the Brazil 2002 attack. Oh, my God. You're fucking mental. There's no helping some people. There's just no helping. I don't even think I need to respond to that one. But Zane, fair play to you, my son. I mean, double your budget. I mean, we're supposedly could have a budget of up to 200 million if we sell a few players, dude. We're expected to spend at least 120 to 140, somewhere around there, because we have to bring in these sorts of players. We know Frankie's going to cost 70 mil. So we know there's a couple of other players coming in as well, really, to help strengthen the players we lost in the summer. So we know we're going to spend money, Zane. You're not going to spend double what Man United are going to spend, mate. And you spent 150 million last year. That's quite a bit of ambition and money spent. But I don't really see Arsenal spending that same amount of money again this year, Zane. They might spend 90, 100 million, something like that. But I don't think you're going to do what you just said, mate. No chance. Arsenal are a bunch of bottle jobs, lad. Alex says, I'm playing FIFA while listening to you, Piggy. Nice one, Alex. That's the way to do it, lad. That's it, mate. Double task. What's multitasking? That's what I mean to say. Multitasking is something that our recruitment team know nothing about, mate. Because they're unable to work on other deals while they're working on this De Jong deal, it seems, mate. By the way, sorry if I'm missing anyone in the chat. We are going to have a big Q&A in a minute to get into things. But I've got a few more things I want to discuss first. But the Frenkie De Jong deal does seem like it's perhaps edging a bit closer. Right, so just want to mention this, folks. So the centre-back position, if we can't get Jurriën Timber from Ajax, I suppose it's good to look at Pau Torres at Villarreal. He'd be the one I would go for. A lot of people said Bastoni in the chat earlier, and a lot of people also did say that this Martinez might be a good shout as well. So, look, we need to sign one of these quality sort of centre-backs that's available to us and that is the right sort of age and, we'll progress and we'll get better and it's the right sort of signing. There's a few of them available. Akanji's another one over at Dortmund. I'm not overly worried if we miss out on Timber, But but of course we do, or even if we missed out on Martinez, if he does go to those Arsenal Hollands, I'm not even bothered about that. There's plenty of centre-backs that are available that could help us. So I think we just need to get one of them in this window. Pau Torres is my vote, but... Shikal Goblin says, I rate Pau Torres a lot. Ibsadat says Pau Torres is awesome. I know, mate. I watched all the games. Obviously, they played against us. A bunch of games in the Champions League this season, and he was very, very impressive. So I think that he's a very good, talented player, and we could do a lot worse. He's in the Spanish national setup, and he's 25. He could be something like the next sort of Piqué for Spain and United. When I say Piqué, obviously Piqué wasn't at United that long and went back to Barca, to develop and actually play and stuff. But I just mean in the sense that he's a Spanish centre-back who's a big, tall sort of player. That's really what I mean. And get to a good standard. Okay, so Zane Miassi with another super chat here. He's going in there absolutely raw. Can we get a sue in the chat there for Zane Miassi? Remind him of those 2 Ronaldo bangers that he scored against them. He says 10 bag will be gone in 1 year. He will go to Munich and you will get Poch. Down the line, we will be getting Vieira as manager. I mean, I could see you getting Vieira as manager, to be fair, Zane. Definitely. I mean, you say 10 bag will be gone in 1 year. Well, I think it's fair to say Mikel Arteta will be gone by Christmas, mate. What's going to happen with this season? I predict it now. Mikel Arteta does sign a few players there, and he shits the bed, mate, and has them about 7th come Christmas, and he gets sacked off, man, to spend the new year, with his P45, mate. That's what I think, to be honest with you, Zane. Because you know why? Because Mikel Arteta's a sharp merchant, bro, and he's not exactly setting the world alight there, mate. They spent 150 million. He just about managed to squeak Europa. The guy's just a stopgap, like you say. Maybe you will get Vieira. I could see you getting Vieira down the line. Oh no, Vieira! Crystal Palace, Vieira, watch out. No, he has done well at Crystal Palace, to be fair. He probably would do well with a better team and better resources at Arsenal and play a certain style. He would actually be a good fit for you guys, I reckon. Yeah, nice one. Rush Mono says we've got 174 likes. Thank you so much there, Rush Mono, for getting the like counter in there. Do drop a like on this vid, guys. Help us get to 200. We're nearly there. Susan Lively, Sue, what's going on? What's going on there, Susan? What did I say last year, Hero? Sorry, I say a lot of things. Okay, so also Conrad Lehmer is a player that's being mentioned, and we've got a report that says Conrad Lehmer still is somewhat of a target for Manchester United this summer. So it's also understood Bayern Munich are interested in signing that player, but it's just another midfield option who could be available for not very much. He's understood to have a price tag of about 25 million euros on him, which makes him an attainable player, somebody that could go alongside, a Frenkie De Jong type signing to complete a midfield and not cost a huge amount of money. And obviously he's a good central defensive midfielder type player as well. So I think there's some basis to that, whether or not United have the bollocks to actually go for it. But he has been linked with the club. Also got a few more things to discuss. Then we'll get into the chat here just about some of the other sort of players that have been semi-linked to us and other teams, and just some news. So look at this, guys. So I mentioned that actually. Yeah. So Borussia Dortmund have submitted an official bid for Sebastian Aller, 33 million euros. So lots of teams actually bidding on Ajax players. We also know Arsenal had a bid for Martinez, knocked back. So other teams are able to actually submit bids to Ajax, but there you go. Also, Fabrizio Romano said that work is in progress, this is a few hours ago, for Romelu Lukaku's return back to Inter. Talks are ongoing with Chelsea on the final loan fee. Inter will improve the opening proposal worth 5 million euros plus 2 million euros in add-ons. So, improve the opening proposal with extra stuff there. Next week, we will be key to speed up talks as all parties want to find a new solution. So it seems like Lukaku's going back to Inter. We don't want Lukaku at Manchester United. I just thought I'd mention it because he used to play for Manchester United. But yeah, Ibsen says, LOL Lukaku. Jonathan Gallagher says, I unfollowed Pogba. Nice, mate. I've got to do that as well, mate. Good shout, mate. I forgot to do that, mate. I'm unfollowing that twat as well, mate. Great shout. I like your style, mate. Hashtag unfollowed Pogba. Right, let's do it, mate. That guy's a fucking shit out of talking shit about us, mate. Right, let's go on Instagram right now, guys. Let's go on Instagram. Paul Pogba, where you at, son? You getting unfollowed, mate? There he is, Paul Nabil Pogba. Right, yeah, following Paul Pogba, 54.3 mil followers. Holy shit. That guy's fucking got a huge following, this guy. Holy shit. This ain't going to make a difference. Hashtag unfollow. Nice one, mate. Good shout, though. Seriously, what a tit. I don't want that guy's stuff popping up on my timeline anymore. No, he's going to be a Juventus scummer talking shit about, this fucking Pogmentary guff. Do you know what I mean? I don't even want to talk about Paul Pogba anymore. Please don't mention Paul Pogba on this channel anymore, guys. He's not a Manchester United player. We don't need to talk about him. Paul Pogba out. He's out, and good riddance. Okay. Right, so also, guys, just a few things I want to mention. So there is 3 goalkeepers that are being looked at by Manchester United at this moment in time as we could sign in this summer. We've got Carl Darlow over at Newcastle United is being mentioned, who could potentially, be coming in as a backup if Dean Henderson goes out as well. Also, Daniel Bachmann over at Watford as well is also, there's some understanding, some report there that he could be coming in. So Sky Sports in Austria has suggested there's been contact with United. This is quotes, it hasn't just fallen out of the sky. Several clubs have showed interest in me, but the most intensive contacts have come from Manchester. It's a massive honour for a club like that to be interested in you, said Daniel Bachmann. He said, I would be second choice behind De Gea, who has been one of the Premier League's best keepers for years, but anything can happen in football. The performance principle applies. As a result, even big stars can sit on the subs bench. So it sounds like this guy's happily coming and play backup for United anyway, that's for sure. And then we've also got Robbie McCrory over at Rangers, who's a 24-year-old keeper I know very little about, but he has emerged as a possible target as well for Man United this summer for a goalkeeper position. Not the most interesting news, but just thought I'd mention it before we get on to the Henderson news, guys, which I haven't even talked about that, have I? But we've got news from Florian Plettenberg and a bunch of other outlets as well reporting that Henderson is basically going to go out on loan to Nottingham Forest, and it's nearly done, really. We can see here that the news in regards to Dean Henderson, he's been told from sources around the player that Man United is preparing the paperwork. Deal is in the final stages, a one-year loan with Nottingham Forest, but final details need to be clarified regarding the possible release clause of around about 20 million. So, you know, if they're going to have a future fee in order to complete the deal, if they want to buy him from us. So will there be an option to buy in this deal for Notts Forest? I mean, there's got to be, hasn't there? If they stayed up in the Premier League and he has a really good season for them, I'm sure they would want to initiate that option to buy anyway. But in regards to United, I guess maybe what they're thinking here is that, I mean, why wouldn't they just sell him? I don't know, why wouldn't they just sell him for 15 or 20 mil? So there might be a future option to buy for 20 mil. I just don't know why they wouldn't just sell him for a little bit less permanently to a club that would be interested. I'm sure there's teams that would be interested in Dean Henderson because he is a very good goalkeeper and he's homegrown and he's young and, you know, he's already proven to have a good season in the Premier League for Sheffield United. He's been at United as a backup and shackled and not really played, so he's not developed since then. But he's surely wanted by some Premier League team out there would take him. It's a strange one for me. But the only thing I can think of is that Man United really want, maybe in the future, perhaps in a year's time or 2 years' time, for this guy to succeed Davide De Gea. And that maybe Ten Hag is sort of said that, well, maybe our best option is to assess the situation in a year, because can David De Gea do that whole sort of, you know, sweeper keeper distribution type football that maybe Ten Hag wants? That's my only thinking here. Is I'm thinking maybe he's thinking about the possibility that De Gea isn't his option, isn't his guy in his new system. Even though I love De Gea and I think De Gea's the man, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's thinking Henderson could be that guy in the future for me if things go tits up with Davide. So, you know, maybe in a year's time or 2 years' time, you could see David De Gea having left the football club and Dean Henderson still being at the football club and being the number one. I mean, it seems strange to me that we would go and keep loaning out for that period of time. But if he's developing and playing regularly, I don't really have a problem with it. It's when he's just sat on the bench for United not playing, it just doesn't make any sense for anyone. But as long as we're not paying his wages and he's playing for another team and he could be a successor to De Gea, it just seems very strange. I think we could do with the money right now to reinvest elsewhere. We don't need a proper good backup goalkeeper right now. If he's out on loan, okay, if they're covering his wages, that's great. But he's still ultimately going to come back to us in a year if they get relegated or, you know, if they don't want him. It's just... Ah, nice one, Rush Barney. He says, we're 5 likes off of 200 likes, everyone. Thank you very much for hitting the thumbs up button. Please do smash that like button one last time. If you haven't hit the like, it's free to do so, so drop a little like. Also, I'll take a second to say, hit that subscribe button, guys. We are on here daily with the United news with a rundown at 9 p.m. every night. And we do jump on and give you the latest updates and breaking news as and when there is actual proper updates and breaking news as well. So it could be more videos than one a day. So make sure you subscribe and click that bell icon. I was hoping to do 2 videos a day, guys. An afternoon show and an evening show. But to be honest, the last couple of days, I've just been looking at the news and I've been going, well, this is just the same old shit that we've been sort of talking about. So, you know, but as soon as there is actual news, I jump on here and I talk about all the latest goings on. We want to get back to that schedule of talking about the transfers at 3 p.m. and also 9 p.m. So I'm going to try and jump on tomorrow afternoon and get on and, you know, give you the early morning news. But hopefully there is some sort of reports from Manchester United tomorrow. But we cover all the news every day, 9 p.m. and also ideally 3 p.m. when there is news and any time that it breaks as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, get yourself subscribed and help us get to 60,000 subs. And also drop a like on the video and have your say. It's an interactive show. So if you're new to the show, get involved with the chat and get in there. Okay. Thank you very much. Hey, we've got a super chat here from Charlie Anthony, mate. Come on. Thank you, Charlie. Let's get a sue in the chat there from the Don. Yeah, we're doing FIFA Tonight sub 2, mate. I'm absolutely shattered, but we are. I know, we're doing it. Eric Bailly being offered to Newcastle for 8 million, says Barbara Fay. Hey, thank you, Barbara. So I've got some info on this here actually. Yeah, so there is some reports anyway that, I mean, Bailly has a source close to the camp says that we want about 20 million, but we would accept 8.5 million for him. And also I've got a bit of info here that says that Newcastle United have been offered a chance to sign Eric Bailly from Man United. Reportedly, for, as you say, about £8.5 million. The report claims that they're weighing up a move for him, who continues to be linked, of course, with a move away from us. He only made 7 appearances for us last season, which is just gash, isn't it? I think he's a good player, but he's not a great player. And he's also injury prone. He's got his issues. So I don't think it's a big loss for Man United. I think we do need to get rid of defenders. I think we need to get rid of Maguire too. I think we need to get rid of Lindelof too. I think we need to get rid of bloody all of these belters, more or less, other than Varane, and start again in the defensive position. Phil Jones could do one, mate. You know what I mean? All these guys can do one. But it's funny, I was just going to get onto that, actually. There was a report that came in that's the case, but look, who knows? I mean, there should be a lot of teams that are interested in him, but I think we should be looking at getting more money than that for him, in all fairness. So there you go. Henderson is a grass, says Robbie the Pig. That's it. He's the mole, wasn't he, mate? Even Lingard was on 100k. Yeah, outrageous Batman Knight fan. Vooty says, I'll do what I feel is right, man. It's a double up yours, says Vooty. A nice one. 8 mil, that pays for De Jong shoelaces, says James T. Mickey Kramer says, getting rid of Jones and Slabby is like trying to sell sand in the desert. Good shout, you're right. Yeah, it is. Nobody wants to touch those melters, do they? But yeah, so there is a report that that's happened with Bailly, guys, that, Newcastle maybe offered him. We'll see. Also, Cristiano Ronaldo, there's some reports about him, maybe leaving. I think it's bullshit, to be fair, and I'm expecting him to stay at United. Like I said earlier on, the only reason I think he would leave is if a big club that really he had a chance of winning a trophy or two at and playing in the Premier competition in Europe, which is the Champions League, came a knocking, then maybe if it was Bayern or Real or someone like that, maybe he would have his head turned. But unless that happens, he's not going to go play for piss in Roma or anything. So there are reports that say that he's been linked to Roma and various places. I don't think there's any basis to that. I really don't. I think he wants to play for United. For a start, he's contracted at United, so even if he doesn't want to play for United, you're playing for United. You're here for a year. You didn't cost very much. We'll sell shitload of shirts. Might as well keep him here to sell the shirts from a commercial point of view, right? So they don't need to sell him. They don't need to sell him. The only way that they would accept him being sold is if a really decent offer came in. They paid 13 mil for a 37-year-old. If they could get 30, 40 million, they might even go for it, And if Bayern were desperate or something, last day of the window, say, who knows? Just who knows? I'm just saying who knows. But I don't think he's going to go, guys. Ronaldo is a proper red, my friends. Come on! Although he did leave us for Real Madrid before. Right, so we're expecting a couple of midfield signings soon, guys. Hopefully Christian Eriksen, hopefully Frenkie De Jong in the next week or two. Hopefully these things will come out. There has been some developments in regards to Christian Eriksen that suggest that he's, that he could well come to United because we've tabled a very decent offer for the guy compared to what is expected that Spurs or Brentford would necessarily offer. So from that point of view, we might actually be leading the race to bring in Eriksen. But to clarify where his situation at, he's not bothered about taking his time. He's on vacation and he's just basically looking to take his time over it and mull things over. So he's got some good offers on the table. We're expecting that United's offer is one of the strongest ones that you'd consider because it's a good mix of things. He'll probably get decent sort of game time. Not the best, though, not as much as at Brentford. And he'll probably get the most money. But he won't have Champions League football, which he will have at Spurs. Right, okay. Okay then, guys. That's pretty much it. So, rundown. Yeah, United are discussing internally what's going on with Frenkie De Jong. We're also expected to submit a bid in the next few days. Update from Fab earlier on, which said that more on Frenkie De Jong. Manchester United feel direct talks next week will be really important with a fresh bid being considered. Barca sources are also expecting United to submit a new proposal soon. So, new bid incoming, hopefully very, very soon. That's what we're expecting, guys. Also, Jurriën Timber's transfer is dead in the water because Louis van Gaal took a big steamy piss on our chances of signing him by getting in Jurriën Timber's ear and telling him that if he leaves leaves for Manchester United and plays for us, he might not get the game time that will get him in the World Cup squad for Qatar. Louis van Gaal. What an absolute tit bag on this occasion. Cakehead, thank you very much for your super chat, boss. Legend, mate. He says, Piggy, did you hear about Harry Maguire's new sponsor? He says, yeah, that's right. It's all head, no shoulders. Head, no shoulders. Nice, I like that, bro. Nice one, Cake Cadet. Good one. Can we get some fucking love out to the live chat there for Cake Cadet? That's a good one, Cake Cadet. Susan Lively, Sue, I hope you're great today. You are, and Sean Williams as well, says CR7 needs quality around him. Precisely. If you give him the players and the team and just the style to actually feed him. So I'm hoping that Ten Hag can utilise Ronaldo. There's some talks that say, oh, Ten Hag's teams like to press from the front. Can Ronaldo do that? Well, I mean, his legs are going a little bit, but you can adapt. He can adapt. I'm sorry, I saw him putting in shifts and running his socks off towards the end of the season when others weren't. So I know he can do a job for us. And he's, aside from that, if you just get him playing on the last man, get him being that fox in the box for set pieces and, you know, just all sorts of just being a goal hanger, basically, then he's going to get you a lot of goals because he's a match winner. He's a finisher. He can still leap up and get above a defender and get your header, and he can still finish a chance if it falls at his feet, and he can still, you know, he's a finisher, guys. So I'm not worried about Ronaldo scoring goals. What I'm worried about is the ability for us and our team to create chances for him. That's what I'm worried about. That's basically the news anyway, folks. Yeah, Jurriën Timber situation. You know, we might have to move on to other players like Pau Torres and a bunch of other players linked. Right, folks, let's get in the live chat for a bit of a Q&A. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Have your say now. It's time to get in there raw with the chat. So do get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed. Sorry if I missed any of you throughout the show, but now's the time. Hey, thank you for subscribing there, Gary Mayer, and also MyBen42. Appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. You know it makes sense. You made the right decision, Pete, by subscribing to the channel because it's free and we give you all the latest news in a no bullshit way daily. So you've done the right thing there. So please do hit that sub up if you're new. Anyway, right, yeah, you've got plenty of timber, says Pogo Gamer. 50 million for Daniel Packman, says Mella. Crikey, is that how much you want for him? Well, that's not going to happen, bro. I wonder if he would come then to be a backup. From what we've heard from his comments, it seems like he would. Hey there, William Reedy. I'm all good, mate. Thank you very much for asking that, bud. I'm very, very good. Not too shabby at all. Just chilling, mate. I'm going to move that over there so we can see the live chat a little bit better. But that's pretty much the biggest sort of headline, is that we're expecting to come in with a second bid soon. I am doing a FIFA stream tonight, Owen Thorne, mate. Definitely, bro. We'll be on around about 11:15. You're doing okay, thanks. Good to hear, Susan Lively. So hope work's going well, everything's going well. Pogo says, Piggy, I heard Fat Slab wants a contract extension. I mean, could you imagine, mate? The only thing he should be having an extension on is his fucking side of his head. No, not the side of his house, the side of his head, mate, because he's about a centimetre away from entering the Guinness Book of World Records for having the widest slab. So if I was him, I'd get a head extension, mate. But other than that, he should be thinking about anything. Okay, yeah. Nice one. 213 likes, brilliant stuff. Cake Cadet says, I don't want Timber and his wooden personality anyway. Mate, Cake Cadet's full of these bangers tonight, bro. I'm loving these. Keep them coming, bro. That's a good one, mate. You don't want Timber and his wooden personality. Slab extension, says Robert Jerseys. What we need to do is sell the Glazers on a free, says Hefterman. If only. He needs to be sold. Oh, yeah, definitely, Rubel. Let's see, this is not me being a mean man. I definitely think Maguire needs to be sold as well. If you could sell him for 30 or 40 mil. And it's not just me that thinks like that. Let's have a vote in the live chat. I know some people think keeping, like Rush Marlow thinks he's a good player, for instance, and that he could maybe come back under Ten Hag. I suppose that's fair enough. He will be given a new chance under a new system. Possibly could happen, I suppose. But me personally, I think, if I've watched him this season, I've watched him last season, I think he's technically gash. I think he turns like a yacht, and I think he stinks, and he's a bad leader and a bad character. He's gash. That's my personal opinion, right? So, but let's ask the live chat. Given there was an offer from a team, let's say Newcastle United, come in for 40 mil because Eddie Howe's been on a late night bender with Harry Redknapp or something down south and he's fucking absolutely steaming. And then they put an offer for 40 mil, I don't know, something like that. Let's say that happens. Would you keep or sell Harry Maguire, guys? Would you keep or sell Harry Maguire? In an ideal world, keep or sell Harry Maguire? Let me know. Let me know. No, I think Rushmana says he's a decent player. Not a good player, sorry. I put words in his mouth there. He said he's a decent player, which he is. I mean, he's an England player. He's a starter for England, and he's a captain of Man United. So, of course, he's a decent player. He's got to be a decent player. But he's not a great player, is he? He's a shit player. Sell, says Johnny. Sell. James T says keep. Owen Thorne says keep from Southampton. Sell, says Jack Newman. Yeah, Roshi says he's decent, yeah. So this is me putting words in his mouth. To be fair, if you think about his attributes, he's in the right team, I think he could be good. So in a low block team, I think he would be good because he's slow. But if you're just sitting back and, defending a bit deeper, and you've got somebody like him at the back who's clearing balls away and he's hoofing it up there, and he can also play a ball out from the backhand, Slabby. He has got that sort of ability out with the ball where he can pass quite well for a centre-back. He's a ball-playing centre-back as well. So, and he's good in the air and stuff like that. So, from those point of view, I think he would be good for the right team. He would be good for the right team, but not for Man United and not for Ten Hag. Not for Ten Hag, I don't think. Would we get another ice maker? Yeah, probably another fridge coming in, mate. A Spanish variation this time. Yeah, he's not even good at that, says Owen Fawn. Well, he's not bad at, he's not the greatest, but he's not bad at playing it out from the back as far as centre-backs go, you know. He knows where defence plays on the pork, says you are. He is not suitable for Erik Ten Hag, says Rubel. I agree with that. If we're going to be playing higher up, he's too slow, but get hit on the break, we'll get done. Maguire's nowhere near United level, says Sedex Flames. McCarter says definitely keep, otherwise all the food would go off. That's a great banger there from McCarter. I'm loving these. McCarter, thanks, bud. Ricardo Dos Santos says pay Leicester to take the human slap back. Good shout. Surely they'd have him back for free. Dutch Christ says need 5 at the back to carry Slabland. There you go. That's another good shout as well. Yeah, look at the teams that he's done well in. England playing 5 at the back. Sometimes he did well in the previous couple of tournaments. Good shout, Dutch Christ. Yeah, and that's in the right sort of team. He could be good. Smeghead says Solskjaer. Sell him. Keep slabbing MU Museum, says Robert Churchies. Bring the fridge to the knackers yard, says Albrock. Only ball playing Slabhead does is in the shower, says Pyramid Scheme. Oh, man. Hey, regards from Serbia. What's going on there, D-Money? Thank you, D-Money, for getting in from Serbia. Shout out to Serbia, bro. Much love. Mr. Magoo says Robbie picked. How has Maguire been in the friendly, says Eunice? Absolutely dog shit, mate. Nice one, after man. What you on about there, Lucky Singh? Biggie, would you like Cooper Miners from Atalanta? He's a Dutchman, so it kind of makes sense, Erik Ten Hag being Dutch. Oh, and Cooper Miners is a beast. We only need him at the back and we'll have clean sheets for years, says Pogo Gamer. Cooper Miners, I don't know if I could take it, mate, because there's something about his name that just makes me laugh, bro. I don't know what it is. But no, fair enough. I mean, I don't know much about him, to be fair, guys, other than, seeing his card pop up on FIFA. I don't watch a lot of, I don't watch a lot of that league, to be honest, mate. So I couldn't really comment, in all fairness. But hey, look, if you're telling me that, Dutch vibes and all that. One player we are linked to as well is Dumfries as well for a right back. Vidic is your centre-back, says Batman Knight fan. Maguire is an okay player, but not suitable for United, says Susan Lively Sue. Aiden says keep him for the Bico sponsorship. Nice one. He's a Smeg fridge. If he's anyone, he's a Smeg fridge because he's a Smeg head. And Smegs are also really quite expensive fridges, aren't they? That's what he was. Like, you could definitely get a fridge for less money than a Smeg that does the same job or even better. But it's because it's got that old school, that nice vintage look, that engineering. It looks like it costs a lot of money, mate. He's a Smegger, if anything. Dumfries is a shout, says Wakas Akram. Dumfries is a great target, says Lucky Singh. Ajax has got good ballers, but yeah, their whole team's really good. Credit to Ten Hag for building that good team, in all fairness. Like, I know he's probably got the pick of the bunch of players coming through in Holland because they're the best team in Holland. But still, to assemble a team that everybody wants their players is pretty awesome sign. They say no news is good news, but this is proper shit show, says Chris Parker. Yeah, there's some good Hungarian players. Well, yeah, they smashed us up the other day, mate. That Schlabazaze and stuff. What's going on with Ghana? Zed explains. Well, he's just come back from loan. He'll probably play a squad role part, I guess, a bit part role maybe in the team this year. Who knows? I mean, we don't know yet until we see what he does in preseason. If we see Ghana being given games in preseason, then we can see that, of course, Ten Hag's assessing him. Ten Hag's giving him some opportunities. We'll see, but they might just loan him out again. I'm not too sure. And we got 225 likes on the stream. Brilliant stuff, everyone. Thanks for dropping a like. Let's see if we can get 250, baby. Dana, 250 likes, baby. Break out the red panties. It's red panty night. No news is good news, says you what? Did you? Yeah. Oh, okay. Ghana should be given chances, Mickey Kramer. I think so too. Drop a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Ghana for chances next season under Ten Hag. I agree. He's had a good season at Notts Forest. You constantly hear him being talked about as having really good instrumental performances in their midfield. I know it's the championship, But you know, good hand in a good season that they had as well. So it bodes well. I think he could be a good player to bring through slowly and get opportunities and play in a lot of these different competitions, like such as some of these Europa League gash games and some of the lesser cup rounds. Maybe give him some games, give him some opportunities. Alex says, yes, we should. Also, Wakas Akram and Gurr and Barbara Fay and Solskjaer. The big guy says no. Rubel says no. Madhouse says yes. I mean, I'm not saying as a starter here, folks. I'm not saying we should get him in the midfield alongside De Jong right now or anything. I'm saying we should, you know, give him some game time, give him some squad rotation, give him some opportunities, maybe give him 20 minutes at the end of games after De Jong's just absolutely torn a team apart and we're 3-0 up, stuff like that. Give him some opportunities. Yeah, we are still crying out for a defensive midfielder, Alan Harris. Most definitely. Average player need to move on, says the big guy. Who are you talking about? Jimmy Garner. I mean, he's a young kid. He's barely been given opportunities just yet to really decide if he's good enough to do it at the top level. So we don't know yet. I think he's a good player, though. Garner is better than McTominay. Can't be any worse than McTominay, can you, Nathan? Loan into Brighton, said Red Devils 20. That's an option as well, pal, in all fairness. Yeah, another season out on loan. It might happen. Messi was reported to be impressed by Garnacho, says Dutch Christ. Oh, yeah, I saw some information about that. I mean, Garnacho is a ridiculously impressive talent, mate, for a 17-year-old player. I agree. I mean, he is just a very, very impressive guy with his technique and his ability at the age of 17 is pretty impressive. So, yeah, I'm not surprised about that. United need to get that guy wrapped up to a new contract. So we are working on that as well. So there is some reports that we're working on getting him wrapped up to a new sort of 5-year deal. Tom Cleverly better than McTominay, says Sheikh Goblin. Yeah, no, well, you are maybe so over bloody McTominay. I think McTominay is the dogs, mate. Honestly, he's crap. If I was Man United, I would sell him this summer and get someone else in. Or just give Garner a chance, yeah. And we still have Fred and Donny and around the place. And if we do get De Jong, you know, we just need to get a proper defensive midfielder, really, as well then. Hannibal and Garnacho will be needed for the future, says Wakas Akram. Yeah, could see a few players being given chances by Ten Hag this summer to come in and just sort of give us options and keep the first team, honest and also get given chances and opportunities to develop. Ten Hag developed a really fantastic team at Ajax. That's what he does. He's had to do that because often they lose all their players every single summer. Look at what's happened here. This summer, everybody's scratching around to try and get these deals done for Ajax players. Who would I buy with the 120 million budget we have? Jack Newman, honestly, if I could only spend 120 million euros, I would bring in Eriksen, De Jong, and actually probably Ruben Neves, and just go all out on the midfield. That's probably what I would do. And that sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it? But if I only had 120, like you just said, I would love to get those players in, because I just think then we would have a proper bloody good midfield, instead of having some proper shite midfield that we've got right now. Declan Rice says, Stuart Ornison, what, just go and get one player? Nathan Phelps says, to be fair, I agree. Fair play. Yeah, or Tielemans as well. Tielemans would be a good shout as well as an option, just saying. Frenkie Eriksen Torres would be peak. Oh, that would be very good, actually, in all fairness. Frenkie Eriksen and Torres would be a good shout as well. Yeah, okay, if you only had 120. McCarter says Pau Torres and Neves. Terrible defence, though, still with Slab. Yeah, it would be fire up, you're right. But I'd maybe just drop Slab and give a chance to a youngster or something. Can't be any worse than that gash merchant, Rice just cost too much, I agree, Wakasakram lad. De Jong, Cooper Munners, Eriksen, Maiden says Pyramid Scheme. Pogo Gamer Pig, I sent you a message on Twitter, bro. Okay, thank you very much, Pogo Gamer. I'll check shortly after the show, mate. The next big gin says Christiansen and Tarkowski are available for free. Exactly. Yeah, they are, mate. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Get Lamptey, says Miller. Mate, he is being talked about as well. Tarek Lamptey. Also, Max Aarons is being discussed internally, apparently. But look, these are just maybes. They're just options. They're just, I don't know. Wackass says Eriksen, De Jong, and Anthony. Says Wackass. Stuart Orner says De Jong costs too much as well. Jonathan says, Pig, you ignored our terrible defence. Won't improve. I mean, I didn't ignore the terrible defence. It's just that I'm gonna drop Harry Maguire, mate, and get somebody else in there, mate. So it's not that I'm ignoring my terrible defence. And also, maybe you could sign a cheap player as well, using somewhat left of the budget, who would be better than Harry Maguire, I think. Jude and Eriksen, says Brave. Wow, you think blow the budget on Jude and get Eriksen. That's interesting, that is. Please no overrated English player, says Paul. Yeah, I've seen that video circulating around, Arnold. Yeah, definitely. Maguire is useful as a prat, says Ruble. Right, guys, we're going to pretty much wrap this video up. Get Bernie from Brentford, says Johnny. I want Eriksen more than anyone, says Pogo Gamer. De Jong, Torres, Dumfries, defense. Drop Maguire, SAP, says Ruble. Alex says, if I could, I would sign De Jong, Pau Torres, Anthony, and Eriksen. See, that sounds realistic to me as well, mate. You know, why can't we do that? That would sort us out. We'd be all right then. Guys, we're going to have to wrap this video up. We'll be back in about 45 minutes or so for the FIFA. Rushy says we've got 238 likes. So everybody, if there's 12 of you out there, please drop a like before you leave, because help us get to 250. That'd be great to hit that target. But thank you for all watching and getting in the chat. Bucks fan says De Jong, Torres, Dumfries, Lema, and Anthony. Pogo Gamer says I want Eriksen more than anyone. Thank you, Patrick O'Neill, for watching, and Hader as well, mate. CDM would improve our defense. Good shout. Ruble, Alex, Chris Barker, Rushmano, Pace Merchant as well there. Joshua Whitfield, Sim, Ash Carroll, Robbie, Stewart, Yuwa, Johnny, Alex. You'll be back for FIFA. Like the video. Thank you very much to Alex, mate. Mickey Kramer says, Haidara was a Ralph target. I don't think United are in for him anymore, says Mickey Kramer. Right. He was a Ralph Rangnick target. Yep. Somebody mentioning Haidara in the chat there. Thanks, Swine. Good evening. Thank you, Brave. I hear Slabhead's brother is available on a free, says Pogo Gamer. Oh, my goodness. Sammy Assey with another super chat at the end. He says, Pig, we are getting John Stones also. He and Gabriel better than Vidic. But you just said you're getting that Martinez guy from Ajax, mate. So we can John Stones also for Sammy Assey. Can you just put the pipe down, Zane? Put the pipe down, mate. What's this all about, bud? What? What are you on about, Zane, mate? What are you on about? Getting Stones from what? Dude, come on now. Step away from the fucking crack pipe, lad. You know what I mean? Give it a rest, son. Rusty says, Zane, you've been watching too much Chakanori. Madhouse says, Zane is stoned. Thank you, Ruble says, thanks for the amazing content. Keep it up. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Seriously, we got 250 likes. Get in there. Come on. Thank you, guys. Mikato, take it easy, bro. The Hoot Man, Rushy, Vuti, Batman Night Fan, Kate Cadet, Ruble, F the Man, Pogo Gamer, Mickey Kramer, Dutch Christ, Madhouse, Count CB, Chico Goblin, Ash Carroll, also ZX Flames and Pogo Gamer, and Primot, you legend, and Mickey and you what and everyone else as well. That's the end of the show, guys. Come back after it's finished. Comment with your thoughts and opinions about anything we've discussed in regards to, you know, De Jong or any of the dealings we've got hopefully happening. Do let us know what your thoughts and opinions are, who we should get, etc. Come back with your thoughts in the comment section when this video is finished in the not live comments. Also, drop a like on it before you go. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Click the bell icon for notifications. We'll be back on tomorrow, give you the latest United news. And also, if you're around in about 45 minutes, keep a lookout for FIFA. We'll be on with FIFA on this channel. Late night FIFA action starting about 11:15. So do come and join us and hang out if you want. And also, keep your eyes peeled for the latest United goings on. Surely it's just a matter of time now until United gets some sort of deal announced, even if it's a free transfer like Christian Eriksen. Surely it's just a matter of time. And then in regards to De Jong, surely it's just a matter of time until we agree some sort of deal with these twats. You know what I mean? So stay positive, my friends. It's a nightmare, but we've got to stay positive and hope that United can actually sign a few players this window to improve our situation and give Ten Hag what he needs to do the job. Because he needs backing and he needs the players that he needs to get and he wants, so he can actually be able to improve this team. Let's do it. Hashtag Glazers out to end on. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. You're all a bunch of legends. I'll be back in a little bit with the FIFA, as I say. Catch you on the next one. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take it easy. And come on, United. Sort your bloody lives out now, you bunch of bloody transfer puddings. Catch you later, guys. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Get in there, my son.